besties, welcome back to the Spill Podcast. I'm your host, Vivian Rose. In this episode, I just want to talk about positivity because I feel like it's a big thing in my life right now, so I wanted to touch on it and just talk about it because it may be something that you're going through right now as well. So I want to get straight into the actual episode. Also, I have missed these past 2 weeks of filming the podcast. We're recording the podcast because I was sick the first time, and then second, I had so much to do, you guys. So it was the week right before spring break that I would have recorded it. And I had an enormous amount of exams, tests. I had so much that I had to do. So I wasn't able to record a podcast episode, but I'm back and I have this amazing episode for you guys. I'm going to have an episode next week. I'm just going to have an episode for as long as I can. And then when I need to take a break, I'll just take a week off so I can kind of do what I need to do in my personal life, and then I'll come back. So it's never just I'm leaving you guys for good. I would never do that because you guys are my best friends. So let's get right into the episode. First of all, we need to talk about our Monday motivation, which this week I got from Pinterest. I got most of the stuff from Pinterest because it's just I spend the most time on there. But so it is, how do you continually find good things to look forward to with each new day? So I feel like this is really big because honestly, I feel like a lot of times when I wake up and stuff, I'm just do I want to get up and do this? Do I want to do that? Or do I just get straight into my schoolwork so I can get done with that? But then a lot of times you forget that there's more to waking up every single day than just thinking, I have to do this, I have to do that. There's more things to look forward to, like happiness or happy things that just bring you joy. So, I for sure have days where it's kind of I get really just unmotivated. I don't really want to do anything. I totally understand that. And I feel like that a lot of times as well. But a lot of times what I do is I have my vision board near where I sit up in the morning and I look at it and I'm I really want to achieve that lifestyle. How do I do that? In order to do that, I have to get out of my bed right now so I can go to start on my habits and then I can go to my schoolwork later on in the day. Well, I mean at 9 o'clock I'll start my schoolwork in the morning, but then I wake up at 7, so I need some time to be able to do things that I want to do and just get things done that I personally want to do before I get straight into my schoolwork. Some things you could do is buy some flowers. So it's when you look up in the morning, you see the flowers and those are so pretty. I need to water those. And then if you have a picnic, you can plan a little friend date or whatever, a night out. You can do so much fun stuff. I would love to just plan things during the day because then it makes you want to get out of your bed and you're well, I really want to do this with my friend today, so therefore I want to get out of my bed. It kind of motivates you to get out of bed to do the things that you actually want to do. Also, focusing on what you're grateful for and letting that be the force that drives you forward in your day. So just those days where you feel you just aren't that motivated, just think about, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, I'm grateful for being able to even get out of bed right now, and I could get out of bed but I don't want to right now. Why don't I want to get out of bed? Once you answer those questions and just question every single thing that you're asking yourself, you can find the root cause to why you don't want to get out of your bed. Are you trying to procrastinate something? Do you just not want to get out of bed? Are you extra tired? There's so many solutions to these things. If you're tired, you need to go to sleep earlier. You don't need to sleep later. You need to go to sleep earlier so you can get more sleep. There's so many solutions to these type of things, and I just feel it's very, very important to just, when you wake up, have something that makes you want to get out of your bed, makes you just want to go through the day and just have an amazing day. So that is my Monday motivation for this week. My fashion icon of the week is Fiona Apple. Not just is she amazing at singing and songwriting and stuff, honestly, I love her style too. That 90s grunge aesthetic, especially her makeup. Oh my gosh, I love how it's that grunge type. She'll do eyeshadow, eyeliner, then rub her eyes together and just look so just perfect. I'm just so obsessed with her makeup and her outfits and everything. She just completely slayed. My favorite album is Tidal, and my favorite songs are Sleep to Dream, Criminal, obviously Southern Girl, love that song, and then I also really love the song that ends it off. I always forget what it's called, but the last song in the whole Tidal album, I love that song. Next is my quote of the week, which is, do it now before you regret not doing it sooner. I really love this quote because honestly, when you have that procrastination in you, it just kind of tells you hey, I need to do it now because tomorrow I'm going to regret not being able to do it because I want to go out with my friends tomorrow, but I can't go with my friends because I didn't do my work yesterday. So it's kind of just a little motivating factor to be let me do this now before I not want to do it later. Next is my weekly recaps, just what I've been up to. So I went to PacSun and I bought some Brandy Melville things. If you know, I love Brandy Melville, but the thing is, they don't have a Brandy Melville in my state. So the closest thing I can get to it is either ordering online or going to PacSun and buying Brandy Melville out of that store. And I bought this really cute lace tank. It's like, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like has flowers all on it. It is so pretty. And I also got like the shirt that's kind of like a baby tee, and it says 84 on it. It is the most prettiest shirt ever. The shirt was $20 and the tank was $16, so pretty pricey, but I kind of expect that with Brandy Melville, so I brought money to cover that. But I'm just so happy with my clothes. I love it so much. Also, I went to Kohl's and I got a lot of good clothes. I went to Goodwill too, which is a thrift store, and I got a lot of good clothes out of there too. I really just been trying to build my spring and summer wardrobe so that I can be able to have things to wear, and when it actually becomes that season, I don't have to buy all this overpriced stuff, So I really just been buying some different clothes. I bought some jeans. I've just done a lot of things recently. Also, I drove for the first time the day before yesterday, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was so amazing. So I drove, I actually went to the park and I drove, and it was just so cool. I drove from one part to another, it was just so crazy. It's just so surreal to me that, hey, I can drive now, and I'm just like, oh my god, what the butt. It was just so crazy. I loved it though. It was really fun, and it's not as scary as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was actually going to be really creepy, and I just too much control, too much power, but it wasn't even that bad. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun, and I can't wait to do it again. Also, I made another journal. So the journal that I've had since 2022 only has a few pages left. So I went ahead and bought another journal and decorated it. I'm going to take some pictures, post it over my Pinterest, of course, for all of you guys. But I really want to make it super cute, just super coquette. This is going to be my journal. And I got a new one, and it's just so cute. If you want to see what it looks like, go check it out over on my Pinterest page. I will have posted it by now. Also, I've been getting so many books recently. I really need to get back into my reading grind, because honestly, I keep buying so many books, but I'm not reading them because it's just I don't know, I find myself doing other things than reading. I need to get back on my reading grind because honestly, I love to read. It's one of my favorite things, but I don't know why I always fall off of my reading grind. I need to get back onto it, but I need to work on that. And then also, this week was spring break, so I was able to do a lot of things, to get a lot of things done, relax, because I was super tired from all the schoolwork I've been having to do. So that was a really nice week. Also, I think that's it. Actually, yeah, that's it. That's everything I've done this week. And I really hope you guys enjoy my little weekly recap. Next is my featured listener of the week, which is from Alora. She messaged me on Pinterest, and this is what she said. Hi, Vivian. I'm Alora, and I listen to your podcast quite frequently. I find it so... Why do I always mess up that word? I find it so rejuvenating to listen to while walking home from school, making breakfast, etc. I just want to inform you that I do my hardest academic assignments before 3 o'clock, all thanks to you. Love you and your podcast so much, and thanks for being so lovely and sweet. That was so sweet. I'm telling you guys, she sent me that a week ago, and I was in awe. I was like, I cannot believe that I make an impact on people. And it's just so insane, and Alora is so sweet. I message her all the time now. And it's just oh my gosh, it's just so amazing. I thank you so much, Alora, for messaging me, because that truly made my day. When you sent that to me, I was just really tired. I just had it wasn't terrible, but just a day full of a whole bunch of algebra, a whole bunch of stuff I really didn't want to do. But when you sent me that message, it just really brightened me up. It made me happy. It made me just feel really appreciated, and I really thank you so much for sending me that. Truly, Alora, I really just appreciate it so much, and I'm so proud of you for getting your work done, your hardest work done before 3 o'clock. That is something to be proud of, because it's not something a lot of people can do, so I'm super proud of you for being able to do that. Next is my journal prompt of the week, which I have two. These are just some nightly journal prompts, and I also have some morning journal prompts. So the night ones are, how am I? What are some lessons I've learned today? How to make the best of tomorrow? And then gratitude and your affirmations. And then what am I talking about? My morning journaling. Sometimes I just get so out of it and I just start talking random, but that sounds crazy. Okay, so how am I? My goals for today, how to experience my goals fully, gratitude, affirmations, and your to-do list. I love writing different things like that. It just really gets your it really gets you going. It kind of just makes you know exactly what you're going to do today. I'm not going to be slacking it all today. It just makes me kind of feel I have a hold of things. So I really love to do that as well. My psychology fact of the week is actually from Pinterest. that's not a shocker at this point, but this is what this girl posted. She said, "I'm eating my dinner unbothered because my therapist told me that unless someone directly tells me that they have an issue with me or I'm doing something wrong, I can't assume that everything is an attack on me." And I love that so much because truly, 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 as girls who just feel things very deeply and you just like really sensitive, somebody tells you something, they're kind of like, it feels like that they're attacking you. And that may not be the truth. They may not be actually attacking you. They may just be saying something, but you can't just completely jump to conclusions when no one started to attack you, you know? I feel like a lot of times we just draw conclusions, like, just do different things like that, and it's really not healthy because it just really makes our brain more tired, just puts more of, like, wear and tear on our brain because now you're just, like, making go back into the fight or flight response. There's so many things that happen when you stress out, like, unnecessarily, so I really think that's a very important psychology fact for everyone to know. But let's get right into the actual episode, how to stay positive, just a whole little chat on positivity. So believe it or not, I don't have like a whole lot of stuff written down for this episode. I just really want to talk about something that I've really been like thinking about recently, which is positivity. So a lot of times recently I've just been like around people who aren't the most positive people. They're not the most upbuilding people. And when you're around somebody like that, and when you're around people like that, it really just takes a toll on yourself. You start to become more negative, and like without knowing, you start to become a more negative person. And I hate feeling like that because honestly, I feel like I put so much work into my mindset. I put so much work into the way that I just live my life. And honestly, I feel like you have to be able to take control of your emotions, of your mindset, and put up your guard. I don't know what to say, but you need to put up your guard because honestly, I feel like sometimes like when you're around other people, you feel like you have to mold yourself to be like the people in that room when really you can still be who you are and still associate with those people, but just not letting them change your mindset, change your mentality, change the way that you live your life. You're just hanging out with them. And I feel like that's very, like, a very good thing to learn how to do because you can't always control your environment, but you can always change your attitude, change the way that you approach a situation. I feel like a lot of times with positivity, everyone's just taught to, like, think happy, be happy, but how do you be happy? When people talk about it, they're always just like, you need to look at the bright side of things. Well, how do you look at the bright side of things? And I actually had to teach myself this 2 years ago because I was like, why can't I just think of things like everybody else does? Why can't I just be on the bright side like everyone else? It seems so easy for people, but it really isn't that easy. You have to train your brain from being negative all the time to being positive. You're reprogramming your brain, and that's really difficult to do, so it's going to take a lot of time. But there are so many different ways to reprogram your brain to be positive, and I'm going to get into y'all in this episode. So, first of all, if you're presented with like a negative situation, let's just say that okay, so you want to get a strawberry refresher from Starbucks, but they say they can't make it because they're out of ingredients. You can't let that ruin your day because you have to look at the reality of things. I know we live in our little delulu world, but you have to think about the reality of things. Me not being able to get my refresher, it's not the end of the world. I can get another drink today. It doesn't have to be a refresher. It may not be as good as a refresher, but at least I can still get a drink. Being grateful for what you have and what you can have is the key to positivity. Because when you're just being grateful, you just think about like, well, I may not be able to do this, but I can do this. Then it's kind of like it takes place for that thing that you can't do. And I really feel like just thinking about it in those type of terms can really just make it so much easier and not so like it ruins your day type of mood. You know, like I hate when things are just so bad, it just ruins your day. When it really isn't even that difficult. You know, like it's not even that bad of a problem. Even though they may not have your drink at Starbucks, you can go to Starbucks. You can go to Dunkin' Donuts and go get the same drink. It may not be a Starbucks drink, but it's going to be the same drink, a strawberry refresher that you could have gotten at Starbucks, and it's just perfect. Like, I feel like a lot of times we just take things to the extreme. We take things to, like, the maximum for no apparent reason, and this is something that we should definitely try to work on, like, together. Like, we should actually think about, like, if something goes wrong in my day, we can't let that ruin our life, you know? Like, one bad mistake, one bad thing does not equal a bad life. And a lot of times, like, if you're going through different things, like you get a bad grade, one bad grade does not mean a bad student. If you get in a car wreck, one bad car wreck does not mean you're a bad driver. There's just different things you need to do to accommodate to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And I feel like a lot of times we just think about that and we forget about it. Like, we forget that one bad mistake doesn't equal a bad life. And we just get told so much, like, well, this happens and this happens. It's not good to drive because of this. It's not good to do this because of the dangers about this. And yes, we need to think about the dangers of things, but also we need to think about the positive aspects of these things. We need to write down our pros and cons list when we try to make decisions. Because I feel like when we try to make decisions and people are just trying to tell you all these different things, we need to, yes, take in the opinions of other people, but we can't let that ruin our own opinion about something. Like, if we are super excited, super positive about something, and someone comes and tell us, well, I don't really like that. We can't let someone saying that ruin how you view that thing that you once loved. Because then you're letting other people control your emotions and your feelings, and you're putting yourself in a place that you don't want to necessarily be. And I feel like that's just very important, because a lot of times when you go to school, like a public school, if you just interact with people in general, which everyone does, it can be really difficult because you're talking about something that you like personally and you have a personal feeling for it. And when someone else doesn't like it, why does it feel like it's the end of the world? And why does it feel like it's kind of like, well, why don't they like it either? Why don't they like it too? And it just feels wrong almost. But you have to remember that there are things that you don't like that other people like as well. Like, there's different things that you may enjoy and other person may not like. Other people may enjoy and you may not like it. You can't be so hard on yourself. And I feel like that goes a lot into being positive. You can't be so hard on yourself about different things. You can't let things get to you as easy as it would have gotten to you in the past, because we're not the same person that we were yesterday, a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago. We're not that same person anymore. What we're trying to do is we're trying to grow and become better people. We can't waste our time trying to consume the opinions of other people and make that change our opinion if it's not a good opinion, if you know what I mean. Being positive, though, is a very difficult thing to do, because when you're trying to be positive in a negative environment, it's just hard. Like, a lot of times you feel like you have to, like, be able to talk to someone. You need to be able to have someone in your household or someone in real life to be, like, going through it with you. But the truth is, you can get through these things alone. Like, you're not alone. Actually, like, there's so many people around you who care about you, but you feel alone. And I completely understand that. I felt like that for a long time in my life, but I feel like we have to look at the reality of things. Like I said before, we can't just think that we're always alone. We have to actually think about things in an aspect where, if I let these people into my life, if I let this positivity in and stop trying to block it out, then maybe I could have some time to be able to talk to other people, associate with other people, do things that I like to do. I feel like a lot of times we block out positivity because we're so stuck in a negative headspace, and that is so toxic. We can't just be stuck in a negative headspace because we're afraid of positivity. If you stick your entire life being afraid of being positive, that's so terrible, because then you'll never know what it feels like to be happy. And now you're just taking a toll on your whole body, because like I said before, that stress, it's not good for your body. So I feel like a lot of times that we have to think about like how these things affect our body. And it's like, I don't want to do it for myself, but I'm going to do it for my body, because my body does so much for me, and I owe it to myself and my body to take care of me, and different things that may just not be positive. You can bring that out of your life. Like, let's say if somebody, like an acquaintance, talks like a nasty thing about you, if you see someone like treating someone else bad who's your friend, you're like, well, I'm not going to hang out with this person anymore because they're rude and they treated someone bad. Like, I don't want to be friends with you anymore. And that's okay. Like my mom always tells me, some friends aren't meant to be in your life forever. Some friends are just meant to be in your life for a certain amount of time and serve a purpose in your life at that moment. Not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. And I feel like that's something that I really had to live in my own life to understand it, but it's actually true. Like, you can't expect everyone to be best friends with you to the day you die. You have to be able to know that I'm going to stay in the present right now and be best friends with this person while we are best friends. But if we don't end up being best friends years and years from now, that's okay, because I have myself. I built this relationship with myself. I built that self-love aspect with myself. And I have other people who care about me who may not be that same person that it was 10 years ago. Like, you can't think about that in a negative way. You have to think about it in a positive way. Like I just gave you an example. And also, if you're trying to become a positive person, you need to make sure that you are positive. No, I said that wrong. If you want to try to have a positive environment, you need to make sure that you are being a positive person. Because if you're going to be a positive person in a negative environment, then you're like, those people are going to be like, they're kind come talk to you, and they're going to be negative, but you're positive, and that's not what they want. Those people want to leech on to other negative people so they can all be negative together. But if you are positive in a negative room, those people are not going to hang out with you anymore, and that's amazing because those people are out of your life by choice, and then you're going to attract more positive people to come in your life, because then they're going to talk about it. They're going to be like, did you hear how positive she was today? Like, why? Someone else is going to hear that. They're going to be like, oh, I love positivity. Let me go talk to her. And now they know you as being a positive person, and now you just created a brand new positive friend. I feel like a lot of times, like my mom used to tell me, you have to be a friend to have a friend. The more that you show that you're a positive person, the more you act positive, the more you just have that aura, that outlook on life that's positive, the more that you will attract that is positivity to you in your life. It's not some sort of scary thing. It's not like a cult. It's not anything like that. It's just pure logic. If you be positive, you will attract positivity, because those things that you were looking at as negative, now you're seeing it in a positive lens. It's like putting on sunglasses and you look around outside and you're like, well, the glasses kind of make my life look pink because your glasses have like pink lens on it. But when you take off those glasses, your life goes back to the way it was before. You need to view the glasses as positivity glasses. So when you put them on, you're looking around the world and you're like, everything is so positive, everything is so happy, and it may not be like everything I can control, but this is what is in my life right now. Like I said, you can't change your environment, change your attitude, change your approach. So if you can look at life in that type of aspect, in that way, then you will have much more happier environment, much more happier outlook on life, because those negative things, you're going to block them out. If someone starts talking negative to you that you can't control, you can just zone out, or just listen to what you need to listen to and throw away the rest. Like, I feel like a lot of times we feel like we have to talk to people, whether they're negative or positive, but we really don't have to talk to anybody unless they are in authority. We need to talk to them. But that's just such a big thing for me. And that's just what I want to talk about in this short little episode. It's kind of short, and I'm sorry for that, but I just really wanted to talk about positivity, and I really just want to talk about this because, like I said, I'm really busy. It's spring break, but I really want to get an episode in for all my besties because I can't leave you hanging for 3 weeks. That's so terrible of me. And I haven't even posted an episode in April yet, which is so crazy. But I really hope you guys enjoy this short little episode. And please be sure to let me know what other topics you want me to speak on, because I would love to do that. And this episode was such like a ranty episode. I was just talking about so many different things, but if you like those type of episodes, please be sure to let me know. I love recording podcast episodes, like I said, and it's just something that's like, it just truly brings me joy. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please be sure to leave me a rating and review, and I will see y'all next week. Bye!